Hello students, welcome back to your computer science class. Last class we had completed the chapter and I shared with you all two questions, that is converting a while loop to a for loop and a for loop to a while loop. And I told you all that these kind of questions can come in your examination. Now today I'm going to solve the question I had given you all the class before the last class. That was where you had to find the sum of all the numbers, of all the positive numbers that were entered by the user, and you have to give the user an opportunity to enter as many numbers as they want. But as soon as they enter a negative number, the program should stop taking numbers from them and also display the sum of the numbers to them. Now, how would we do this kind of a program? So now you all have to start thinking in program terms, because that is exactly what we need to start learning now. Okay, so we are going to start with program terms now. Okay. So this is a user program to enter positive numbers and display the sum. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to take a variable called sum. Okay, and we're going to initiate it to 0, because when you add 0 to any particular number, because we are doing addition, we have to display the sum. So any number added with 0 gives us the answer as the correct one. So 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 2 is 2. It will not make any difference to the main sum. But if I make it 1 over here, if I put the value of sum as 1, if I do 1 plus 1, I get 2. If I do 21 plus 1, I get 22. So the answer changes. So we need to put a number that will not change the answer. Okay, so I will say sum, and then I'm going to use a while loop over here. Okay, so I'm going to say while. I'm also having another variable called a, which I am again giving to 0. And I'm saying while a is more than or equal to 0. Okay, this is my condition. My condition is till the alphabet A is more than or equal to 0. The value of A is a positive number. Till that time, I want you to do is sum plus equals to A. Okay, and then I'm going to take the value from the user over here. I'm going to say print enter a number, not print, I need to take it in the input now. So I will say a equals to input, integer input, right, because we want to make sure it is integer input, enter a number, and then so let's say we run this program and the number you entered is 2. So you go and check is 2 more. So it is added to the sum. It will ask for another number. It will keep asking the numbers. But the minute the user will enter a negative number, it will go out and the loop will stop. And the sum will have all the previous additions to it. So whenever this loop will stop, I want to print the sum of all the numbers are and comma sum. All right. I have a few doubts about this program, but let's just run it and check it. Okay, enter a number. So 4. Again, let's enter a negative number now. So now, so sum of all numbers are 39. So this was the program I wanted, that as soon as we do. So this program can be done in many ways. It is possible that you take this input upstairs outside the loop and then you go inside. But I would prefer to take it inside the loop because I want that every time we are taking an input from the user, we are going to check for the value. So of course, taking it outside the loop will not serve the purpose because you will not be able to check. If it's inside the loop, you know that set of information is going to be done repeatedly. All right. So this was the program. Now suppose if I change this program, I tweak it to say to display the product. I tweak it to say display the product, then there's going to be a little bit of a problem. What problem will I face? Of course, I need to change this into multiplication, and I will leave, or I will just make it PR product. And over here also PR, and I will say the product of all numbers is. All right, this will be the changes. Save as, enter positive number and display product. So I'm going to have an error in this program. And -4 will end it, and my answer is coming as 0. That is because anything multiplied, product is 0 over here. So 0 multiplied by whatever the user is giving me, the answer keeps going to 0. So whenever you have to display the product to the user, okay, you need to change the initial value to 1 because 1 into anything is the number itself. Just like 0 plus anything is the number itself. So in the sum, we initiate the value with 0, but in product, we initiated it with 1. Now let's run this program and check. Why is it 0 again? Because I've initiated A also too. Yes, the product of all the numbers is this. So is this clear to you all now? Okay. Now we will do one more program today. In this program, let me first read out the program to you, which program we are going to be doing. I believe you all have already done the program in which you're converting Celsius to Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit to Celsius. That program has been finished. If it's not been finished, please sit and do it. I'm assuming leap year program is also done. Now, I had also done the marks program with you all. So if I tell you, a program where you have to take 4 subjects from the user and print pass or fail, depending on the grade that they get, and the grade will be an average. So if the average is above 50, you will say pass. If the average is below 50, you will say fail. I believe this program is also very much done with you all in various ways. We also did the program where you found the largest of the three numbers. Now what I want you to do is we are going to do a program where we will display the sum of even numbers up till the number user tells us. That means, first let me write it down. So while I'm doing it, I want you all to write these in your notebooks, huh? Because in your examination, I will give you the question, you have to solve it. Okay. So I will write something like this, WAPP. WAPP is write a Python program. Write the Python program to display all the even numbers up to n, where n is decided or inputted by the user. Now this is the question. So how do we do this? For this number one, we need something which is n. So we will take n from the user. So we will say integer input. We will say enter up till where the even numbers should be displayed. Okay, now after doing that, I'm going to say we have to display not all the even numbers. Okay, right now we are displaying all the even numbers. Okay, fine. So I'm going to say a for loop, or you can even take a while loop, whichever one you are comfortable in. I'm going to take a for loop. For I is my loop control variable. For I in range, and my range will be n plus 1, starting from 1. Sorry, it's even numbers now. So starting from 2 till n plus 1, because we know whatever the user will tell us. Suppose let's say the user tells us 10. So at 10 my loop is going to completely stop, and 10 is an even number. So we want to display it on the screen. Okay, so we will say starting from 2, n plus 1, and over here I'm going to write 2. I will tell you why I'm writing 2 over here in a little while, because I will show you all this program in multiple ways. So 2, starting from the number 2, which is my first even number, up till wherever the user wants me to stop, and up till skip by 2. And then inside I'm going to go and I'm going to say print I. Okay, now let's run this program and check does it work. So let's say displayed up till 10. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Perfect, it is working. It's showing me all the even numbers up till 10. So this is one way we can do this program. Another question that, another way that I can do is I say up till range, I just write n plus 1 over here. And then I will check every I. So I will put an if variable saying if I divisible by 2. So I will say if I is divisible by 2. So if I when divided by number 2 gives no remainder. So 2 divided by 2, there is no remainder. It's 0. So 2 is an even number. But 3 divided by 2, I get 1 as my remainder. So I say if I divided by 2, that is remainder 2. I remainder 2 equals to 0. If this is true, and you are going to print I. Okay, this is other way to do the same program. Again, I'm writing 10 so that you all can see. Over here, we start with 0 because 0 is also an even number. I had not started with 0 over there, but I can do this in that coding also. So in Python, understand there is no one way to solve all. There is no fixed answers. You can't. It is not a subjective or concept. It's not like your physics or chemistry or biology where you learned a particular definition or an experiment. No, over here it will differ every time, depending on your logic, on your thinking, and there can be chances where you all may come up with a completely different kind of a solution, but till the end result is same, it does not matter. Okay, so this is this is displaying all the even numbers up till the user number that the user gives us. So now if I had to do this in that other one, in my old one, how would I do it? I would say start from 0, or I would not even say that. I would just say n plus 1 comma 2. But if you are putting the last one, you have to put the first one. Otherwise, they get confused. And then over here, I would say print I. Let's run this up till 10. I've got the 0 and I've got the 10. Okay, so I think this is very clear now. So these kind of questions can come. This was even number. You can have odd numbers also. You can have anything, and it can also be in a particular range. So over here, we have just asked the user to tell us the last number. It can also be from to from. So let's do that also. So I'm just going to change this to end so that E for end so that you understand it. And I will have one more, which will be start up from where, not up till where, from where the even number should be displayed and until where. So if I can also have this kind of a program. So I can say from 50 to 80, see. But it is starting from 0. It should not start from 0. What has changed? Over here, it should not be 0. It has to be from start. So all these things, only when you run your programs, you will remember, and practice make perfect. You have to keep on doing it. Okay, so it starts from 50. 50 is an odd number and goes up till 80. Now let's start with a number that is not an odd number. So I'm going to start with 51 and I'm going to stop at 59, which is again not an odd number. So I've got all my odd numbers are only showing up, but I want even numbers. So this is where this particular part of the code goes wrong, because we start from start. So if you have to take the start and end from the user, then we need to put an if statement over here, which says if I divisible by 2 or remainder 2 equals to 0, then you have to print I. Now let's run this and check. So whenever you are checking your programs, you have to give multiple set of values to check if your program is working. Lot of testing needs to be done. You can't only put in even numbers and see the output and feel, oh wow, I've done great. In odd numbers, it's not working. So now I'm going to put odd numbers. From where should the odd number, even numbers be displayed? From 3 up till 13. And yeah, I've got all my even numbers being displayed. In that, odd numbers were being displayed. Did you understand the difference? Yes. So this is the place where we are taking two values from the user. Okay. All right. Now, sometimes they may not tell you to display all. Sometimes they may say to display the sum or maybe product of all the even numbers up till the number the user wants. This kind of program can also come where you have to take the start and end from the user, or you only have to take the end from the user. The start will be 0. All these things, depends on the question which is asked. But over here now we are going to display the product. Let's do the product over here of all even numbers. Display the product of all the even numbers. Now what will I do? Now over here I'm going to take a variable called product, and I'm going to give it the value 1, because in product we have to multiply it by 1 to get the correct answer. So I say product equals to 1, and everything else will remain the same, but over here I'm going to say product equals to, multiplication equals to I. Okay, so if that number is even, put the product of it. And if that number is not even, don't put the product of it. And finally, outside the loop you come, and over here you're going to print. You're not going to print inside the loop because you don't want to print multiple times the product is this, the product is this, the product is this. Product will only come once, and so it has to come outside the loop. You'll say the product of all even numbers up to n is, when you put a comma, a space will automatically come. Okay. Product of all even numbers up to n is whatever is the product. Now let's run this and check. So from all the even numbers should be displayed from, let's start from 0. But if I do 0 in printing, it will go to 0. So let's start from 1 up till 5. Okay, so how many even numbers are there from 1 to 5? We have 2 and we have 4. So 2 4s are, n is not defined. I had written end over here, sorry. So let's start from 1, stop at 5. The product of all even numbers up to 5 is 8. 4 2s are 8. Okay, so you practice these questions. These are the kind of questions that can come. I have shown you all product. You all can also do sum. You all can also do sum. You will use the same mechanism as last time. So there are many programs we have done today. Please sit, write these in your books. That's why I'm telling you, write them in your book so that you can write them separately. Okay, and every time I finish a program and go to the next one, you can pause, write them down and go ahead. Okay, I hope you all have understood up till here. Next, for your homework, I want you all to do a program in which you have to take 2 numbers from the user and you have to ask the user what do they want to do with it, whether they want to add them, subtract them, divide them, or multiply them. And depending on whatever the user wants to do, you have to do it and show it. So for example, you say enter 2 numbers, so the user enters 4 and 10. And then you say, do you want to add, subtract, and the user is going to give you an answer. So how will you take that answer from the user and do that particular operation on your numbers and also display the product? So rack your brains over this and keep a program ready. Tomorrow I will do the program with you all. So till then, stay home, stay safe, take care, and keep learning this particular and also I had asked you all to keep your area of circle, area of rectangle, circumference of a circle, and area of square and all others ready. So keep them ready for next time because we will require them. Okay, so with this I end today's class. Stay home, stay safe, take care, and keep learning. Thank you. Actually, keep coding.